We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting up to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Hi and welcome back to Discover with RAA Travel. I'm on a European river cruise, can you believe it? I'm still pinching myself. On today's show, I'm taking you to Budapest in Hungary. Andrew is discovering the Barossa in an electric vehicle.
So quiet. It's unbelievably beautifully quiet.
And we visit Rottnest Island in Western Australia. But first, Themis takes a look at the growing popularity of zero alcohol wines.
In recent years, there's been a noticeable increase in the popularity of zero alcohol beverages. This trend shows how people are changing their habits to focus on healthier lifestyles. These beverages often contain fewer calories, can be consumed at any time without that negative alcohol side effect, and best of all, they don't give you any of those hangover feels.
I started RAA Drinks about 9 months ago. It came from a personal experience of mine that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Go through a few heavy weeks of drinking, you go, let's just detox a bit. And I think even though you say that, you're still social, so you're still looking for something to take to these parties. The beers are actually really good now these days. Being a lower percentage of alcohol, there's not a lot to take out, and you still get the beautiful hoppiness or the fruitiness from some of the different beer styles that you might enjoy, so there's not too much of a difference. As we move to the spirits, especially gin for instance, we're finding that in the same way that alcoholic gin has different botanicals and flavours, you can also find that in non-alcoholic gins as well. With the wines, I guess that's probably the sore point for a lot of different people because it's very subjective. So we have a Shiraz. This one is by Triple Creek. This is their B1564 range. And what we're gonna find is a very lighter version to our traditional hot, heavy Barossas that we know and love.
So this wine here, in all honesty, I actually don't mind it at all because what I think it is, it's lighter in style, absolutely, but it's got that acid and that fruit line there that's quite prominent.
Everyone likes a good gin and tonic, especially in summer. So what we have here is the Artisan Distillers range. They are also local, which is really lovely. This one here we're gonna try is their Imposter Gin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
For me, this is the winner.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I think that this is, and once again, we're not here to compare. I believe they are different products for different people and different needs, but at the end of the day, this product tastes extremely similar to a good gin and tonic. So I think that's pretty, they're doing a good job of being an imposter, let's put it that way.
That's it.
Zero alcohol drinks are popular among designated drivers and people who want to fully participate in social gatherings. And they're becoming more readily available in bars, restaurants and retail stores. The rise of the sober curious movement has encouraged individuals to question their relationship with alcohol and explore alternatives. Zero alcohol drinks have come a long way in terms of taste and variety.
We have just arrived in Perth and we're staying at the QT. I love it here.
But let's get out into nature.
This is Rottnest Island. It's a 30-minute boat ride from Perth. We're here for the day. You can stay here, there is accommodation, but we're gonna hire bikes, ride around and explore. It's one of my favourite places to visit when I'm in Perth.
Wrote it and put it in his diary. So kaya, nunga European nuna koli niche do wajama.
Our visit to Rottnest Island started with a smoking ceremony welcoming us to country, and it was so special.
last thing I'll say to you is Budawan. Budawan. We've got no goodbye in our language, but Budawan means see you later. Budawan.
Once we were welcomed, then it was time to get on our bikes and get out and adventure the island. There is honestly so much to see, so I would suggest getting an electric bike so you can cover more ground.
So we are out here looking for some quokkas, and there's some just here. Oh, there's a little mama and a baba.
Take a selfie with a quokka, but remember, they're wild animals, so keep your distance and please don't feed them. And a visit to Rotto isn't complete without diving into that crystal clear, sparkling water. Rotto didn't disappoint, and we're now heading back to Perth to discover another of WA's stunning secrets.
And so where are we today? We're lucky enough to be in the heart of Perth. We're in Kings Park, one of the largest inner city parks in the world. This bushland right in the heart of the city, it's often overlooked as to this as an asset. People come to see the views and then head off. But once they start to head out a little bit more, it comes to life. Who would think that you can get lost in a city park though, right?
It's pretty big.
4 square kilometres.
So Kate, you have the Hike Collective. How many different hikes do you have available for people in Perth?
We have about 30 different hiking trails available to go for walks within 1 hour of the Perth CBD.
And can anyone with sort of any abilities join in on these walks?
Yeah, that's the beauty and the nature of why we exist. It's to create a safe place for anybody to get out into nature. So we are standing in front of the DNA Tower, and up the top is the tallest point within the park. You can see on a clear day like today, you'll be able to see all the way over to Rottnest Island.
I still can't believe that this huge park is right in Perth.
So this is a whispering wall. You can sit at this end and then you can hear them, whoever is sitting all the way at the other end.
Kate's like, can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, you can't? Oh, just us. Secrets.
Now, that was just a quick look into Perth, and there is so much more to see and do. So that means I need to book another trip to the dream state and head back to Western Australia.
I am on a European river cruise, and this morning we've woken up in Budapest. I have heard so many amazing things about this city. This is going to be bucket list stuff.
My coach awaits to whisk me off on my first day of sightseeing on my Travel Marvel European Gems river cruise. My first stop is the Buda Castle district, which overlooks the Danube and has the most breathtaking views in the whole city. To show me around is expert guide Katja.
Well, this is Buda Castle district, as we call it, the previous capital of Hungary, the medieval town, and it's all under protection of UNESCO World Heritage. So this was the center of the administration, the residential town, the royal seats was very near here, the former royal palace. So this was basically the hub, the center of our monarchy.
You could easily spend all day here, wandering fairy tale walkways of Fisherman's Bastion and exploring the Hungarian National Gallery, restaurants and shops.
Where are we now? What's this building?
These are residential houses, so homes within, over above us. You see, these are apartments, so normal people live here. And here on our left, there's a strudel house. They make strudel. It's a dessert. Yeah. Really nice, very delicious. Yeah.
I love that people live here right amongst all this beauty and history, and it's not just an empty monument.
They say Budapest has 2 different personalities. Buda on the west, which is where I am now, is hilly, residential and quite refined. And Pest, or Pest here in the east, is flat. It's full of bars, cafes, fashion. It's where all the action happens.
Pest is also where you'll find the iconic Hungarian Parliament building. Lit lit up at night, it's an attraction in itself. Also on this side is the imposing Heroes Square. Built in 1896, it commemorates the 1000th anniversary of the founding of Hungary.
Because that was a fantastic year in our history. Hungary celebrated the 1,000 years of conquering the land. This piece of land was conquered by Hungarian tribes. So the Hero Square was created for that occasion.
Budapest has really surprised me. It's arty and cool with a vibrant cafe culture and buzzing bars and nightlife. And another plus, your dollar will go much further here than in cities like Paris or Rome.
Budapest is among those destinations that are just coming up now into the mind of the travellers. It's not so well known. Sometimes it's just part of a longer trip, and then by the time people arrive here, they say, wow.
I couldn't agree more. Now, here's a tip. I flew into Budapest a couple of days early before I got on the ship. I ate, drank, and even sank myself into the rich mineral waters of the city's many thermal baths.
Yeah, this is definitely a must when in Budapest.
Spending an extra day or two at the beginning or end of your cruise is an easy way to max out your holiday. After a fascinating morning exploring, it's back to the comfort of the Capella, my travel marvel river ship, for some R&R. Tonight we set sail for Vienna. I am so excited. Explore Budapest and discover the best of the Balkans on this 15-day tour with this deal from RAA Travel. Visit the RAA website to find out more.
Keep on moving on.
If you've never been on a river cruise before, it's a truly unique way to travel, and I've got some secrets to share. There are 68 of these engineering marvels, the locks between Budapest and Amsterdam. Firstly, you enter a chamber. Sluices on either side are closed and water is let in or out to raise or lower the ship. Entering them is an art. Look how close to the edge the captain is. Now they are some serious steering skills. Some are small and some are huge, like this one that's turned into a viewing party on the top deck.
I've been doing this for a long time, but still every single time we go in and lock, it's just absolutely fascinating. The way you go up and the way you go down is an experience on itself.
You'll also be going under a lot of bridges. A few are so low you might have to, pardon the pun, duck, or the top deck might be closed off for a short time. It's kind of like doing the limbo on a river ship. From going under, other times you might go over. We cruised above a freeway on this aqueduct. And if you struggle with parking, spare a thought for the captain. The river is a busy place, so sometimes they have to park right alongside other ships.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
You've been on camera, you gotta give that smile. You gotta give that smile.
And another tip, always check your itinerary. You might be dropped off in one town in the morning, but picked up in a different town after you've been sightseeing.
And you mustn't forget, once you've been outside and checking out the towns and doing a bit of shopping like me today, you must check back in. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You don't want them sailing off without you.
Remember, part of the fun of cruising is it's not predictable, so just relax and go with the flow.
Have you tried driving an electric car? I can confidently tell you it will transform your driving experience in a number of ways. Firstly, the benefit extends far beyond the environment. There's the cost saving too, and just how smooth it feels to drive. But I understand you might be worried about how and where to charge it.
RAA is rolling out EV charging in partnership with the state government. There'll be 140 locations, 75% of which will be in regional South Australia. When complete in 2024, this will be South Australia's first border-to-border EV charging network and powered by 100% renewable energy. A typical EV takes around 4 to 6 hours to charge at a destination charger, whereas at a rapid and ultra-rapid charger, anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes. The range of EVs varies from around 220 kilometres for a vehicle like the Mazda MX-30, up to around 650 kilometres for a model like the Tesla Model S.
Today, I'm off to the Barossa for a bit of an adventure. So, I've hired an electric vehicle from Sixt, but I want to know where the charging stations are and how much it costs.
Our network will be hosted on the ChargeFox app. It allows you to find a charger, initiate the charge session and complete the payment. So the cost for drivers to use the network is 25 cents per kilowatt hour during the day and 32 cents per kilowatt hour in the evening between 5 and 10 p.m. That means a standard EV with a battery of 64 kilowatts can get a top up for $16 during the day and $20 during the evening. By comparison, a standard vehicle with a 50 litre tank currently costs around $90 to fill, and that'll buy you around 800 kilometres of range.
I think you're gonna love this car. It looks good, it feels good. I swear I can hear the leaves rustling outside. Maybe that might be imagination because it's so eerily quiet, but it's really nice. But the biggest thing of all is it's just a nice, smooth, easy ride. So quiet, it's unbelievably beautifully quiet. This is the cooperage at Seppeltsfield, and I'm here to learn how to make a barrel.
Visitors come and see us, and we want to immerse them in what a cooper does. And at the end of the day, they walk out of here with their own barrel. So they fully understand and appreciate actually what a cooper does. I had this idea of what if we could bring people into our fold. I messed around with some names. I said, well, Cooper for a day, and that's how it evolved.
Now, Andrew, part of Cooper for a day is you feed the people, but it's not your stock standard meal.
Certainly not the stock standard meal when you've got Owen Andrews, Artisan Cuisine here, the chef, and we're good mates. And look what he produces. So this is some cheese in barrel that he does. And he specialises in this. Just try some of that with some cracker. He also does his prosciutto, and that's absolutely beautiful.
Very nice. Look, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but are you a man who gets involved in his own product?
Absolutely, and look at the size of me, but it's A-class. He does a wonderful job, second to none.
Mate, this is wood.
Correct.
Why are you sending fire into it?
Well, normally a wine barrel, you need to toast the barrel and open up the pores of the wood. This is going to be a whiskey barrel. We want to lock in all those intense flavours. We're going to give it a layer of char. And how we do that, we use a gas torch, and you're going to actually char this barrel.
You trust me with this big giant flamethrower?
That's right. So what we'll do, we'll get started. Just get it nice and hot. Just come in and hold it like that. Hold it like that till I tell you to stop. Leave it in there. Leave it in there. And stop.
Raising hell.
Raising
hell.
And the beauty of oak, look what happens. We get that beautiful smokiness come out of there now.
Yeah.
And we'll have a layer of char. So when the raw spirit hits that, after a period of 2 years minimum, that will turn into a nice, beautiful whiskey.
So this is why you told me to wear these goggles?
Absolutely. We call that playing with the devil.
Check this out, my own fortified barrel. Time now to take it home and fill it up. And before I head back to Adelaide, I'm going to charge this baby while I go and try and find a coffee. As there are more charging stations being rolled out, it's going to be easier than ever to recharge. So, no more range anxiety. Why don't you give an EV a go? Just hire one and see how it feels. I reckon you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Well, I hope today's show has filled your head with some great travelling ideas.